And I want to tell them, keep that fire truck handy because this next guest of ours is bringing the fire. They've got it burning in their veins, a little bit different type of intensity, but no less intense. Here are the non-talkers.
I remember the first time your eyes met mine. I was caught by your smile, which almost blinded my sight. You got me hooked in the moment that lifted my soul, awakening sensations that ranged out of control. Fire, fire, felt it burning in my veins like a stream of heat that increased the flames of this frozen heart. Ice, ice hasn't melted by the sun that rose up from behind the stones that were shading my way. I remember the first time your eyes met mine. Time was frozen, there was a shining light that filled me every feet and that ranged out of control. I feel fire, burning desire, spreading all through my senses. You made me feel the most special being in this world. Made me believe that love could possibly knock on my door. Fire, fire, felt it burning in my veins like a stream of heat that increase the flames of this frozen heart. Ice, ice hasn't melted by the sun that rose up from behind the stones that were shading my way. All the moments spent alone in my bed made me realize I was a total mess. All the thoughts I had, torture in my mind, have been blown away since you came into my life. My fine world. Fire, fire, felt it burning in my veins like a stream of heat that increased the flames of this frozen heart. Ice, ice hasn't melted by the sun that rose up from behind the stones that were shading my way. Fire, fire, felt it burning in my veins like a stream of heat that increased the flames of this frozen heart. Ice, ice hasn't melted by the sun that rose up from behind the stones that were shading my way.
That's fire. They call themselves non-talkers, which we're going to talk with them about that because, you kind of wonder where some of the names of artists today come from, and I want to check that out. But first, we want to get them in here, and I believe we have Marco on the line. And Marco, we had talked to you just under 5 years ago. You were on our show back in September of 2015, and I saw a review of this group that you have now, of the non-talkers. And it starts off, I thought, rather appropriately. It says, they're not Brantner, but they are. Tell us a little bit about how you came to pass from Brantner to non-talkers.
Yes. Hi. First of all, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and telling you about the story of this change of name. It was we started with Brantner. This was a band also led by me and my wife, But before that, I already had like a solo career as Marco Brandner. So people were always associating that Brandner was just me, and that always led to a bit of confusion. So we thought with this new EP that we recorded last year, we kind of find a new sort of sound, and we felt that it was the right moment to change the name as well, to be something that comes more towards to what we do and to who we are as a band.
I surmised that because when I saw the name, the first thought I had was they don't talk because they tell their story through their music, and I don't know if that fit into your growth and you're going towards this name, but I think it's appropriate. And
you guessed it 100%. That's it.
I'm on a roll here tonight. I've gotten two right on the same show. Thank you.
Would you like a gold star for your forehead?
Oh, absolutely, please. I want to tell you this, Marco, and to be
experience talking.
Yeah, really. I want to tell you, I really love this song. As the first time I heard it, and of course I didn't know at that moment that this was the same group that I had on 5 years ago. The first thought that went through my head was, I'm going to play it again. And the second thought was, got to get them on the show. I love this song, the subtle intensity and the way it just slaps you side of the head with the message. It really, it rocked me. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Me.
Happy to hear that.
Did like. Now, you guys wrote this, I assume.
Sorry, say again. I didn't hear it.
I said you guys wrote this song, right?
Yeah, we wrote a song. Yeah, that's right.
How did you come up with the feel for it? Was it something that just happened, or did you have a thought going into it, or what?
Actually, this song was the most complicated song that we ever. I won't say wrote, but recorded, because it went through so many different stages. It's like we never felt that the song was where we wanted it to be. We were never really happy with the song. We recorded it like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times, like with different mixing and different arrangements, and we felt that somehow we couldn't achieve what we wanted for the song. And then we met this producer, Portuguese producer here, Hugo Danin, and he actually led the song to the place we were looking for. He did a great job with it, and then we end up to be very happy about the result of the song.
And well, you should be. If I may, I don't ever tell my guests what they should do, but if I may make a suggestion, you want to hang on to that guy, keep him around, because I don't know, as a career and throughout all his other work or anything, but I can tell you with this song, he found it. He definitely found it. He took a good product and made a great package out of it. It's a great song.
Yeah,
I love it. John Bon Jovial.
Yeah, well,
he did a great job.
He did indeed, Marco, and welcome to the show. It is so just excellent to have you here, and as it turns out, to have you back again. But I'm going to be in the same camp with David here, in that I think that Fire is just an absolutely wonderful song, and it reminds me not of any one particular group, but actually I hear several influences there, and admittedly this is going back to my youth, but I hear
they had music back then.
Yeah, but it's hard to believe. But I hear influences of Pete Seeger. I hear Mary Travers of Peter, Paul, and Mary, and then another kind of a folk ensemble called Renaissance, and it's just a mashup that really works nicely. So I guess a derivation of a question that David asked you, and I'll just be a little bit more blunt about it. What were the influences that led you to write this song?
That's always a hard question, because when you're writing a song, you don't think of anything specifically. It's like inspiration just comes, ideas start flowing, and you don't really realize where those influences come from. It's easier from someone from outside the process to say, look, this reminds me a bit of this band or this, like you just did before. And actually, we as songwriters, I can never answer that question. I have no idea where the ideas come from. It's just, the music is just there, and you just follow your instincts and what you want to feel about the song. At least for me, it's always like that.
Marco, while we're being blunt about everything, let me ask you this about that song. Since Evita is your wife, you're a pair, you teamed up, you've worked together for quite some time now. Is it safe to say that some of the feeling and emotion of the song could have actually evolved from your own personal relationship?
Yeah, definitely. This is a song totally about our relationship. At the time when I met my wife, we both came out of very exhausting relationship, and we were in that mood. When you feel that you don't want to have a relationship anymore, or you don't believe in love anymore. You're just so exhausted that you think, okay, I don't want to care about. I don't want to meet anyone. I just want to be on my own for a long time. And we both were in the same situation, but then after, love is just stronger. It just happened. And so we started to believe in love again. And when we wrote this song, we wanted to write it also in a happy way. And that's how the song started, because we want to do a song that is kind of flirty as well, that has a good mood. And that's how it actually started.
Well, that was the sense that I got from it. As I said, when I first heard it, it was a song that pleased me immensely. It was a song that I could listen to and say, yeah, this one is one that I want to play again. And when I started listening to the lyric, the thought behind it, the title itself, it's provocative, and it just speaks to the fact that there's enough emotion in this that it's not something you imagined, or it's not something you sat down with a pencil and said, I'm going to write a song. Let's start with this. This is something that had to be inside you. You had to feel this to put this together. The song just has that much emotion to it.
Yeah, that's right. You got it again.
Well, now you got it. I just managed to guess right on that one, but you guys have got it there. Let me ask you this now. I've seen, since I started putting the show together, and knowing that you were going to be on it, trying to do a little homework, which I do occasionally, which would be a surprise to my high school teachers from a long time ago who didn't think I ever did homework. But one of the things I found is I find you, as non-talkers, I find you most commonly referred to as folk. Personally, I find your music crosses several genres. A touch of folk, there's a touch of rock, there's a touch of pop. I couldn't really pigeonhole and say you're a folk group or you're a pop group. What do you consider yourselves?
It's a good question again. I don't really have an answer for that, because what you said is totally right. We have a lot of influences, and all those genres are actually in us. Rock, pop, folk, even a bit of country sometimes. I don't know. It's just it's all there, So we just call it indie pop.
Absolutely, and well, you should. Don't change that.
To be honest,
I wasn't suggesting. Go ahead, Marco.
To be honest, I asked when we released the EP, I asked to a radio host as well. I asked, look, what would you call this music style? Because I can sort it out myself. And he says, for me, this is an indie pop. And I say, okay, cool. I'm gonna stick to that. That suits.
That'll work. And as I started to say, I would not do anything to change it. I would not try to pigeonhole. I was asking out of interest to know what you felt it was, but you guys have got a sound. It works. It's excellent, and I wouldn't mess with it at all. Before we let you go, two quick things here. One, tell the folks how they can find you online so they can follow your music, and of course buy your music and keep in touch with you.
Yeah, they just have to go to our website, nontalkers.com, and they'll have all contacts there, and also our music to listen to and to discover a bit what we're doing.
Okay, great. And we want to thank you so much for coming here, sharing with us, playing, playing our little word games here and answering our questions. And we've got a minute or so left, and I wanted to be sure and have the time. So I want to give you a chance to tell us about this next song, because I understand this song has a little bit of a special meaning to it. We Will Be Fine.
Yeah, this song actually, when we went in confinement here in Portugal because of the COVID, there were a lot of artists starting to write songs about it, which is normal. And we doubted. We thought, should we do something as well? Should we write a song? Should we try to do something? And it took us a while, but then a friend of ours just challenged us at the time to write a song. He's a priest, so he said, could you just write a song that can give something good to people, share maybe some positivity and give them hope? And we accepted. We said, okay, we're going to try our best. At the time, it was the first time that we recorded a song without being in studio. So each musician recorded it from their own place. And then, then I just mixed the song.
And mixed it together.
Yeah. And
Marco,
we were quite happy with the result because
I think the listeners will be too.
It was very nice.
It is, and I think the listeners will be very pleased with it too. Again, Marco, thank you, thank Evita, thank your whole group, and like I said, keep that producer handy. He sounds like a good person to have on hand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is We Will Be Fine by Non-Talkers.
Can't wait to see the sunshine on your face, and hopefully see your smile in our special place. There will come a time when we'll tell our story about that moment in our life. We had to worry. We had to worry. I know we'll be fine because we have each other. Faith will keep us strong. That's why I tell you not to bother, even if times get harder. When the night comes falling from the sky, I dream to feel your hands in mine. There will come a time when we won't need to worry anymore. When this comes to an end, we'll be closer than before. Closer than before.
from Portugal, the non-talkers here on the David Bowers Awards. We thank them so much, Marco and Evita and the group, and as well as Richie and the group known as Ambulance Head. We thank you all for being here this week. And most of all, we thank you, our listeners, for making this show possible. Without you, there's no show. Just be John and I sitting in the other room, just playing music for ourselves. And believe me, we've done that way too many times over the years.
Indeed we
No
have.
big deal. Thanks again. Look